Marc Marquez has headed into most race weekends as the favorite this season, and yet again the world champion is the man to beat, according to Craig Doyle. Speaking exclusively to BTsport.com ahead of the German Grand Prix, live on BT Sport 2 all weekend, Doyle outlined the challenge facing the Spaniard's rivals. After adding another victory to his growing list in Assen last time out, Marquez now boasts a 41-point lead in the standings heading into the summer break. And Doyle, who will be part of BT Sport's team at the Sachsenring, is insistent that one of the 25-year-old's rivals must put a dent in his charge to reignite the championship race. This is the weekend someone has to put the brakes on Marc Marquez's title challenge. The most likely person to do that is Marquez himself, overcooking it into a corner followed by a rare failed save, said the presenter. But he loves the German GP, he has been utterly dominant here and it's an anti-clockwise circuit, just the way he likes it. In truth, the main championship contenders would have to pull off a major shock to beat the reigning world champion. The Yamahas are just getting their act together, and this is not a Ducati circuit, so short, too many twists and turns, not a place for the Desmos to unleash their awesome power. I cannot see anyone beating Marquez here. The guy is rewriting the rulebook in this wonderful sport, saving the unsavable, and beating the previously unbeatable. The statistic aficionados among you will already know that the four-time world champion has an imperious record in Germany, and it's something that won't be lost on the other riders either. But it's not his previous exploits in Saxony that should worry the pack most, says Doyle. Marquez's ability to change the sport and, if not rewrite, at least match the very best records is. Doyle added, Assen was a wonderful example of his hard edge, and his numerous saves this season just show that motorbike racing hasn't seen his like before. They've had to add bits to his leathers as he is sliding on parts of his body that no other rider dared do in the past. Why? Well, his dirt biking background has a huge part to play in it. They are anti-clockwise tracks, and dirt biking has taught him to control those front-end slides that put the fear of God in most, but he absolutely relishes. Regarding the championship, it's all a bit ominous for Marc's rivals. He won his fourth race of the season in Assen last time out, the 8th GP of the season, and history is on his side as well as momentum. In the modern motor era since 2002, the rider who won at least half the opening 8 races, which Marquez has done, went on to win the title. It is now or never for those chasing the mind-blowing Marc Marquez. The statistics favor Marquez further. He has won at the Sachsenring 8 times on the bounce, from victory in the 125 race in 2010, to his last 5 wins on the big bike, each time qualifying on pole. So the first battle for all and sundry is on Saturday, and stopping the Spaniard grabbing prime spot on the grid for race day once again. Despite the impressive numbers highlighted above, Marquez is far from universally loved, and there is one man in particular that boasts a larger following at almost every venue. Valentino Rossi has transcended moto to become one of the world's most famous sportsmen, to the detriment of the sport's leading light, thinks Doyle. I don't want to upset Rossi fans, but the GOAT unfairly casts a bit of a shadow on Marquez. The Spaniard is one of the most entertaining riders I have ever seen race, but Rossi's popularity clouds many people's view of Marquez, hence the regular booing when he is on the podium, said the Irishman. We should enjoy and celebrate him more because Rossi is getting on and Marquez is the future of the sport. So young, so talented and so insane. The big news to come out of the paddock this weekend was that of Dani Pedrosa's impending retirement from the sport at the end of the season. While chatting to BTsport.com, Doyle also wanted to share his memories of the man as well as the rider. He added, Pedrosa is as talented as Marquez but perhaps lacked his stardust, his spirit, his madness. He is a lovely bloke and I would love to have seen him win a premier-class world championship. Sadly, careers are defined by those titles, which is a shame because Dani came so close so many times. An incredible achievement, a wonderful career, and one of the nicest blokes you will ever meet. I was lucky enough to spend a few hours in his company when a flight was delayed. He didn't talk about bike racing so much, more about family and his new boat. He sounded like a guy who was ready to retire. Captain Donnie deserves it. I hope he enjoys life on the water and a slower pace of life.